back again. We're so glad to have you on today's edition of Events and Style. Well, as you know, Events and Style is our program that showcases events of all kinds in the best way possible. But in these times and season, we are out to combat coronavirus. I am Matthias Iyoha, and with me once again is my co-presenter, the beautiful Fumilayo Okorafor. Fumilayo, how are you doing?
I'm fine, and how are you too?
I'm very fine myself.
I really do hope you are keeping safe in this trial time.
Yes, I am. I was actually expecting you would come with your nose mask and everything.
I can't see you with your cedar. Okay, mighty proud I am being with you today on another edition of Events and Style. Like you know, Events and Style will keep you informed and updated with things happening all around you. And today's edition is a very special one as it is dedicated to join the world to combat coronavirus. So please do hang on with us, call up your friends and loved ones as we enjoy the ride together. I am Fumilayo Okorafor.
And Events and Style is brought to you from the stables of NTA Benin Network Service
in collaboration with Jeb Studio. Okay, Matthias, and you know we have a very special feature today. So, what is it all about?
Yes, we're still on the quest for a solution of coronavirus. And it is a series, and we are on episode 2. Do check it out.
Except you know where you are coming from, you won't know where you are going to. So, let's first of all review the top 10 pandemic outbreaks that has attempted wiping out human race before now. Antonine Plague, 165 AD. This plague is also known as Plague of Galen. This ancient plague affected mostly Asia Minor, Egypt, Greece, and Italy. And many believe that the source was smallpox or measles. Over 5 million people were killed by Antonine Plague. Plague of Justinian. The outbreak happened in the year 541 to 542 and killed half of the Euro population. It was an outbreak of the bubonic plague that afflicted the Byzantine Empire and Mediterranean port cities, killing up to 25 million. It was estimated to be killing 5,000 people per day. The Black Death, 1346 to 1353. The outbreak of the plague ravaged Europe, Africa, and Asia with an estimated death toll between 75 to 200 million people. It was thought to have originated from Asia. Cyst cholera pandemic, 1910 to 1911. The cyst cholera pandemic originated in India, where it killed over 800,000 people before spreading to the Middle East, North Africa, Eastern Europe, and Russia. Flu pandemic, between 1918 and 1920, a distinguishingly deadly outbreak of influenza which tore across the globe, killing between 20 to 50 million people, mostly the young people. This flu is also popularly known as Spanish flu influenza. Asian flu, 1956 to 1958. Asian flu was a pandemic outbreak of influenza A of the H2N2 subtype that originated in China in 1956 and lasted until 1958. In its 2-year spree, Asian flu traveled from Chinese province of Guizhou to Singapore, Hong Kong, and the United States. The death toll was around 2 million people. Flu pandemic, a category 2 flu pandemic, sometimes referred to as the Hong Kong flu. The 1968 flu pandemic was caused by the H3N2 strain of the influenza A virus. It took only 17 days before outbreak of the virus were reported in Singapore and Vietnam, and within 3 months had spread to Philippines, India, Australia, Europe, and the United States. Over 1 million people were killed by the virus. HIV/AIDS pandemic at its peak, 2005 to 2012, first identified in Democratic Republic of Congo in 1976. HIV/AIDS has truly proven itself as a global pandemic, killing more than 36 million people in 1981. Currently, there are between 31 and 35 million people living with HIV. As awareness has grown, new treatment has been developed that makes HIV far more manageable, and many of those infected go on to live a productive life. And now COVID-19, the novel coronavirus, beginning in December 2019 in the region of Wuhan, China, a new novel of coronavirus. While it was initially seen to be an epidemic in China, the virus spread worldwide within months. The World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a pandemic in March 2020. And since then till now, the world has seen millions of cases and thousands of deaths, including Nigeria. But surprisingly, irrespective of daily advocacy and sensitization on COVID-19 by the government, people still share diverse and funny view on the existence of coronavirus. Take a listen.
Coronavirus, they real in some countries, but not in Nigeria. To my best of knowledge, to what I don't read about this matter, coronavirus, they real, but not in Nigeria. So the problem is they are politicizing coronavirus here in Nigeria.
From what I'm seeing on television that is happening worldwide, I believe it's real.
And I believe it's real, but it's not in this country. It's not in Nigeria. We never see person when he hold for Nigeria when he came. And then say with the here.
My pastor tested this coronavirus. He tested the power behind coronavirus, and he now say he called the power. He said, "What are you and where are you and what is your name?" He now say, "In name no be coronavirus. Say now human being give am coronavirus. So as human being give am coronavirus, so in name no be coronavirus. Say in name na killer. Say any house he enter, he go kill. So if you like, carry yourself. If you like, go carry yourself. Enter inside your bedroom. Cover am. You understand me? If you cover am finish, he go still come kill you. So now he come ask and say, where are you from? He say he from China. He say, what are you doing in China? He say he na there he base. Say why he base there? They don't know God. Say they don't know God. Say okay, where are you now? He say he Russia. He say what are you doing in Russia? He said Russia they don't know God.
For what I'm hearing for Western Union, for Western country and Nigeria, I believe that it's real.
This coronavirus where they talk, I'm not sure whether not really.
Yeah, it's real. There's no doubt about it. We have gotten a lot of information about coronavirus locally and internationally. We have known the number of deaths it has claimed. But unfortunately, in Nigeria, we don't have a good database. It's unfortunate. Because even all we do is always ad hoc. We allow grave things to happen before we begin to put ourselves together.
This coronavirus where they talk, we know see them for Nigeria. Number one. We know the pray make it come for Nigeria.
Na big man, na they see for eye. We will be poor man, we don't know whether na real. Cause na big man, I know say gonorrhea virus drive us. Me not know what they call gonorrhea virus. If na the one where they that side, but for Benin, gonorrhea virus is not there.
Which people say is real, I believe maybe it's real because I've not seen coronavirus. I don't know what I look like.
I don't think it is real. I don't think it is real. And I have not seen one person that has killed. But we've only been hearing from speculation up there that death of lives have been tolling round. But physically seeing, we've not seen. But in the external world, it has been televised. And we are seeing them facially. How they are taken to the mortuary 1 year and there and here. But in Nigeria, we've not seen one person that has been seen to have been killed by coronavirus.
Now true, me no feel so say coronavirus do, they but hungry the people wait.
This coronavirus na real. According to what they watch for news, I dey see people where they die for other states. Now I believe say na real.
We've only seen victims overseas. We've not seen any in Nigeria. So if this thing is actually real in this country, we need evidence. We need to see people who are sick of it so we can believe it is real. Because like you see people moving around in Edo State, it simply means that they don't believe it is real. It is in this country. Now, if people are dying overseas because there is no cure for coronavirus, people are actually dying. How come do we have cure in Nigeria? how come people are discharged? So is it that we are producing the cure? Is it that Nigeria has the cure for coronavirus? If people are dying overseas and they are saying there is no cure, how come people are being discharged in the hospitals in Nigeria, which means Nigeria has a cure?
It's very, very laughable that even at this time that you have anybody still claim to be ignorant of the reality on ground, the outbreak of coronavirus disease. We are aware that this is a global pandemic. I can tell you categorically that God is on our side, and that has actually placed us in a position where we are not seriously at risk. But it is real.
Come talk say coronavirus no real. That one a big lie, yo. Big lie. It be like somebody when go talk say sun no real, rain no real. Coronavirus e real where? If everybody deceive you, Iyemoya no go fit deceive you. Coronavirus na sickness when it be say e just come like that too. And the thing don waka all over the world. As we dey talk so, e don plenty for Nigeria, even the Edo State.
What are people's opinion on vaccine and cure of coronavirus?
We have our herbs. We have our men and women who are specialized in our local herbs. That is what we call Ipakperialism. Let us go back and consult them. Let them also try their own way, formulate, use their own knowledge God has given, their natural knowledge God has given to them, to also look out and see how if they can get any of these solutions to this vaccine, which we can apply natively, that can also help us.
For long, we'll be saying we should go back to the roots, because our forefathers, there are way of treating ailments, like us who able to inherit something from our parents, and God giving some to us by in dream, we're able to develop herbal medicine.
Possible solution is looking inward. We'll try the Western world. Let us try African herbs.
No, they said in Africa before the advent of the white man's medicine, we were using our own type of medicine. Even as we speak in modern day life now, we still have our traditional medicine. And of course, Edo State has a very robust traditional medicine board. The institution and the government of the day recognizes the place of traditional medicine. So it's whether it's possible or not, I cannot scientifically prove it, but I know herbs have helped a lot of people recover from different types of illnesses. So what we may not have is the scientific evidence to prove about the dosage formula and the mechanism of action.
Well, herbs have always been there. Yet we call it alternative medicine. But we should know that the world had advanced beyond the point where you begin to make concoctions and decoctions out of herbs. Herbs have certain properties, some of which could be medicinal. The appropriate thing and the more civilized and scientific thing to do these days is to try to extract the active ingredient in that herb and then utilize it in medical care. Let me give you an instance. The drugs that we normally use for malaria, like quinine. Quinine is from herb, the Sicona bark. But they extract the bark, and it was something associated with Peruvian area. In fact, they call it quinquina. And from quinquina, we got quinine. And they didn't start, in their early days, they were also making brewing it, the way we do agbo and all that. They also did that. But later it was synthesized by Joseph Patelia and some other scientists and extracted quinine, real quinine from it, which we now administer as drugs. So chloroquine is like an artificial form of quinine. I mean, this artemisinin, this kind of drugs that we use for artesunate drugs, the trendy drugs for malaria these days, originally also derived from herbs. The Chinese wormwood, and the Chinese have always known about that for over 600 years and all that. But now it's been synthesized. You take it as artesunate family drugs. There are so many of them. So this continuous reliance on raw herbs it has been molded by scientific research.
At the laboratory level, there are some people already suggesting that there appears to be some likelihood that some herbal products or some extracts from plants can inhibit the growth and multiplication of the virus. Whether that will happen inside the human body, and whether even if it happens in the human body, that can translate to therapy, that is improved well-being, is a different matter altogether. We're not there yet, but there is progress in research, and we are not excluding any form of intervention that is scientifically acceptable and safe for the patient.
How is Edo State handling COVID-19 in the states? The Honorable Commissioner of Health has answers to these questions.
Of course, the index case in the country occurred on the 27th of February, and when that happened, there was need for Edo State to immediately activate the Emergency Operations Center, and a task force was set up by the government of Edo State that is headed by His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Edo State, who said there was no stone to be left unturned and that we should not rest on any oars, and machineries was immediately put in place to safeguard the lives of Edo people. So the work started then. This 12-bedded isolation center in Obasanjo was activated, of course, by the peculiarity of the coronavirus disease being a respiratory disease, and that when complications occur, there is reason to the patient can go into respiratory failure. Then they will need really high-tech machines like the ventilators. So we was need to quickly procure some ventilators, and we quickly did that and supplied it to the isolation center. However, when we recorded our index case in Edo State on the 23rd of March, and then the fear of should this infection escalate into exponential levels, there was need for us to say these facilities we have may not just be enough. So the governor said we must put everything in place to see how we can get ready should we have exponential escalation of number of cases. So there was need to start from foundation a new isolation center in this Stella Obasanjo premises. So the premise where we sit, where we are right now, started from foundation level about 14 days ago. All right, and because it was completed 2 days ago. Between 2 days ago and now, it's been installation of facilities and equipment. So it took 12 days to build this facility. As we speak, it is completely ready. And today we've completed the installation of equipment. And so the Stella Obasanjo Hospital, all the services that were hitherto here, the department's personnel were relocated and were moved away from here into the Edo Specialist Hospital. And then this whole center and the old facility has been fully renovated. And all the facilities are available now to serve as a holding area. We have 156 beds in the main hospital, which is serving now as a holding area for patients to come in, and with a high level of suspicion, they are kept there, samples are taken from them and sent for testing. And once the result comes out, if it is positive, such a patient is moved straight to the isolation center. And if it is not, and if it's negative, they are either given treatment for the other causes of that problem and then kept for some time or sent back home. Before now, we have only one center for testing, all right, and that is at Iro Specialist Teaching Hospital. And that center is actually one of the only 5 centers that was available in the country. But I know the federal government has tried to increase the number of centers for testing right now. But Edo State is now waiting for the federal government to do the needful. The government of Governor Godwin Obaseki has already paid, and we are waiting for the delivery of 2 molecular PCR machines. These are the machines that are used to test and confirm cases of coronavirus diseases. And these 2 PCR machines are going to be deployed into Edo South and Edo North. And they will cover the 3 senatorial districts of the state, because we already have one in Edo Central, which is at the Ira Specialist Teaching Hospital. In the ideal situation, unlike the machines we are getting, we expect results to come out as quickly as even 45 minutes to 1 hour. We have what we call the daily situation report that is at all social media spaces that is being released every day. In fact, even from the Nigerian Center of Disease Control about Edo State is out there in the social space. But we have briefings. It has actually been daily, except maybe for some few days when there's nothing new to say. But the daily briefings have been coming up, and it's been anchored by the Deputy Governor and myself. We are aware that many of our people had found another illegal means of getting to the country, some through another country and driving in by road, and many of them have also actually found their way into the state. We are aware some of them have found their way into the villages, some even residing in hotels. All right, but we are just saying, please, we are appealing to all these persons. This is risky. Facilities are available. The government is ready. If you have issues, please present yourself. And the state government is ready to, with all level of confidentiality, get you quarantined. We have facilities that can hold people for 14 days so that they will be isolated for this period. Because the pathophysiology of the disease is that after 14 days, we expect that if you do not manifest with any symptom or sign, that the virus on its own will gradually leave you. Some people claim you need to carry the camera and go and show a patient that is sick. That is not human. You must understand that that patient has a right, a human right for confidentiality, which is the hallmark of medical practice. So you can't even just get anybody out of, say, because you need to show the world that is sick and start to expose the person out. We try to prevent that. But the reality is there. Then out of the active 13 cases, our index case has actually tested negative, but we're just doing preliminary observation, and he will be officially announced as being discharged. Such person may be interviewed to speak of his own experience, but while they are in isolation center, of course, there are protocol that in isolation centers is called an infected area. You can't even take cameras into the area, so you can't even speak with them until they are officially discharged. So I appeal to Edo people to be patient, that the Edo State government is on top of this issue, and we're doing what is needful, professionally and scientifically.
Did you know that China built coronavirus hospital Center for Disease Control in 10 days, while Edo State built COVID-19 isolation center in just 12 days, from foundation to finishing? And did you know that China's constructed COVID-19 center was not made with blocks, but with refabricated container-like rooms, which is temporary structure, while Edo State totally transformed Stella Obasanjo Hospital and constructed a new isolation center with blocks, which is permanent and for the future. Highly equipped with ultra-modern hospital equipment such as stretchers, remote control beds, ventilators of different types, male ward, female ward, including private ward, all 100% equipped and AC fitted. Stay home order, social distancing, washing of hands are all measures to keep us safe. So let's cooperate with the government, and in no long time our businesses, social life, education, sports, religious activities will return back and better. God bless Nigeria, God bless Edo State, and God bless you. for staying. You are watching Events and Style. Wow, wow. Matthias, I still can't believe that some persons do not believe that there is coronavirus.
You know, it's really shocking because this pandemic is real and it is really, really real. And people need to take this seriously and take all necessary precautions to make sure it doesn't spread more than it has already spread in this country.
And kudos to the government for the isolation center that they built recently.
Yes, it's a very wonderful one and we hope to get maximum results from it. All right. Events and Style shows on NTA Benin every Saturday at 7:30 p.m.
with a repeat broadcast every Wednesday by 2:30 p.m. and on Friday by 11 p.m. You can also join us via the StarTime decoder on channel 103 or view via NTA Benin YouTube channel for you, your friends home and abroad. Okay, this is where we draw the curtain for today's edition of the program Events and Style. Do you have an event or you want to tell the world about it? Then simply come to the marketing department of the Nigerian Television Authority, Benin Zonal Network Center along TV Road and make your bookings.
Or call the numbers showing on your screen right now, and with a very small amount of money, yes, I really love to say this, with a very small amount of money, the Events and Style crew will be there at your event and will showcase it in the best way possible. Fumilayo, any last words for us today?
Oh yes, it is health that is real wealth. Not the pieces of gold and silver, for it is he who is alive that eats and plans for an event. So please join the government in advocacy and sensitization. Soon we will overcome. I am Fumilayo Okorafo.
Yes, health is wealth. I am Matthias Iyoha, and together we say,
Stay safe.